Hello and welcome to this demo on WIDENER V1, the new plugin by Wave Mastering Limited in the UK. I'm Andy De Rosa and I'm the owner of the business and also a mastering engineer. The reason why I came up with the idea of WIDENER is because I wanted to have a reliable widening plugin that did things differently from all the other competitors out there. There are, of course, different widening plugins already available. I've used several ones and I've never been satisfied with the outcome based on the fact that the way they process the information that is in the audio file is not a true representation of what should be there. And let me explain what I mean by that is that you will find they inject and create artifacts that are not there in the music by adding information to widen the signal. So to avoid that, I came up with the way that widener has been designed, which means it concentrates on the side and it allows you to filter frequencies that should be high passed or low passed specifically. At the same time, I wanted it not be just simply a one-trick pony type of plugin. I wanted to give you more, and I've added a saturation stage, which is after the high pass and low pass have been applied to the sides. So the saturation is there by default, and you'll find it here, and it comprises of drive, gain, and dry mix balance, and you can bypass it by clicking on saturation bypass. So by default it's on, but you can turn it off. Likewise, with the high pass and low pass, you can turn them on and off as you please. If we look specifically at the high pass and low pass, we have usable frequency cutoffs. This one starts at 250 Hertz all the way down to 20 Hertz. And then you have the low pass starts at 4K all the way up to 20K. There is also resonance capability, which means that's the cutoff point and emphasizes or reduces the amount of resonance you want around the cutoff point that you set. So say, for instance, if I want to put 90 Hertz here, I can play around with the resonance up and down until I get it to shape the way I want it. Okay. At the same time, we have obviously the metering capability. There's the mid and side. And then there is the left and right master out. There is a bypass button that you turn on and off the plugin. There's also oversampling capabilities, and the oversampling is particularly important in conjunction with the saturation module. Being a saturation non-linear, oversampling allows you to shape that saturation in a way that you want it to sound. With the oversampling capabilities, you have all the way from off up to 32 times, and to do so, you just use the slider. A bit of advice, because of the resources on your computer, particularly hitting the CPU hard as soon as you get more and more and more towards 32. So use it conservatively, use it when you need it, and do not overdo it. I find the most usable settings around 4 to 8 and maybe even 16 times, okay? So it's there for you to use. Now let's do a very quick introduction to the songs, and I'll be putting the plugin in action so you can hear it. I will start with a bypass and I'll start with a default. And before we get there, you can see that there are different presets that I've created specifically for you to get you started, and they're all genre specific with the cutoff points that you would expect for the genres, but they are something to get you started. There's also one that Todd Jensen, who helped me beta test this together with others, has come up with his own preset, and I included it in the build. So if you want to save any of your specific presets, you can just click on save. You can type it in here and you can call it demo, and if you want to put it in a different folder, you can create a folder specifically for it. Let's call it demo, and that's basically now created a preset called demo. And if you scroll down, you will find that demo is actually there as a preset within the folder name that you've given it. Okay. So let's see it in action. Let's put it back to default. I'll briefly go through it. So the first track is a country rock track, and I wanted to show you this and then show you a rock ambient track, and then we move on to an EDM hip hop type of track, which is actually a master rather than a mix. So the top two files here are mixes, final mixes, whereas the last one is already a master that I did a couple of years ago, but now I'm just gonna add a little bit of widener so you can hear the difference there. Okay, so let's get started. Track number 1, let's go. Put it on bypass.
The sky, but we remember the price we paid for every sunrise, every flag display. You can raise your voice, you can turn away, but this home we love will fade to gray. Sealed with tears held by grace above. Stand for the flag with your hand on your heart. This country's roots run deep from the start. Don't tear it down. We mend what's torn. We honor the ones who weathered the storm. Stand for the flag. Let the freedom ring true from mamas like me who still believe in you. If the noise gets loud and the heart feels cold, there's the open road.
Okay, so that was the first track. So hopefully you heard how the signal changes as I'm twisting the different dials. One thing I wanted to say, if you double click on the rotary dials, they go back to the original position. So in this case it's 100%. I just find that 100 to 130 odd is your sweet spot. And if you have really good mixes, you may not even need to go anywhere near as wide. You probably need anything around 110% to 120%. Okay. You can compensate the processing, bumping the volume up by using the output trim. So the output trim reduces the volume back to what the original material is, so you can actually A/B in between one and the other. So let's move on now to the second track. I'm just gonna go and pick the same default. So we start clean again, and let's hear it. Okay, so that was track number 2. I then moved it all the way down to mono, so you could see that the side information gradually disappears down to 0. So you get a good idea of how your mix translates to mono. Now let's move on to the last track. And this one is a EDM hip hop, so it's gonna play a little bit louder. I will probably turn it down a little bit here in the mix so that it doesn't go as loud as it would be. Okay, let's start again. I'm just going to use a default in this case. I'm going to show you how to use the EDM presence one. And let's hear it in action.
I'm gonna hit this party like it's New Year's. I don't know me, only shaking on my fears. Make them dangle in the rig, on chain hanging on me. Gotta keep my freedom real. Your life, so move your body. Your life, so move your body. Your life be a whip appeal. Your life be a whip appeal. Gotta show them that the block is hot. This a Goku spirit bomb. Gotta show them this a Goku spirit. Show them that the block is hot. Bomb. Your life,
your life be a whip body. Show them that the block is hot. Bomb. Gotta show them this a Goku spirit.
I run this game like we in the dirty side. Fucking apology, make this shit a hold down. We don't square dance, all the odds down. And this party, man, we gotta throw it down. Every chance it lies, we taking over now. Bring them hammers like the Eminem show. It's imminent that you how you done before. Gonna die with your nose on piano. Play the keys like any mini mo. Chop your ops with the flow. Separate set on its bows. Bring the energy to explode. Man, let it rain on Raymond, I guess so. My one wish be your neck on Expo. The heat remains with Coach Bo. Play out Jimmy whipping to the coast. From the 8 to the first, man, you gonna choke. I'm feeling like Giannis when you going down the lane to the coast. I'm gonna hit this party like it's New Year's. I don't know me, only shaking on my fears. Make them dangle in the rig, on chain hanging on me. Gotta keep my freedom real. Yeah.
And here we go. So that's the end of the demo. So I hope you found it useful. The plugin is now up for sale. There is a link below in the video in the description. So go there and check it out. I've tried to detail all the bits that I discussed today in the description. And would be lovely to hear from you, and stay cool and keep on making good music. Thank you very much.